Hey guys, and welcome back to this part. In this part we're going to work with suggest friends, or these people you may know. So I'm not quite sure how I want to do this, but I think that I need to do something in the models.py. And I think it has to be a little bit similar to the trends. If you remember that we have a separate table or a model just for that. Or maybe we can add a extra field to the user model. That's actually probably better. So people you may know equals, and then we use this one as well. So what I want to do then is just like for the trends, that we just loop through everyone you have as a friend, and then we go through each of those people's friends. And if you don't have them as a friend, then we can append it to this list. And we can do it once per day, or maybe if you once you create a new friendship and similar. So now we have done that at least. So let's update the database, make migrations and migrate. So then I can run the server again. Okay, so then I want to create a script for this. So let me find the scripts folder and then the generate trends. So I can make a copy of this and say generate friend suggestions.py and paste it. So then I can just remove everything down here, and the thing I want to import is from account.models. I want to import user. So this can just be like it is. Maybe I need something of this, so it can just be like that. But first I want to get all of the users from the database. Users equals user.objects.all. Now we can loop through them by saying for user in users, print user, and save. So then here I can just stop the server and say Python script generate friend suggestions. So you can see that I have 5 different users in my database. So how should I now do this? For example, I can set, first I want to reset the user.friend, what did I call it? People you may know, of course, yes. So I want to reset this. So how to do that? I need to Google Django reset many to many field. Empty, kanske. How do I make field optional? No. I want to delete it. Remove all relations. That's probably what I want. You will need a clear, remember using clear or remove, whichever suits you. So my object.relations.clear. We can try it out, see if there are no errors. No. So clear the suggestion list, and then I can say we want to loop through all of your friends. So for friend in user.friends.all. So here we just loop through everyone that you have in this list. Then we can say print friend, so that we can see if I have any suggestions. Yes, friend, this one, this is a friend. But who is this a friend for? Okay, I need to print this first. So code with Stein has one friend, this as one friend, no friend, no friend, and no friend. Okay. I should actually just log in and make sure that, for example, this is friend with John Doe. So I can do this in the console by saying Python mentioned by shell from account.models import user user us1 equals user.objects.get where email equals John Doe, us2 equals user.objects.get where email is this one, email equals us1.friends.add us2. Nice. us1.friends count equals, just want to increment this as well, +1 us1.save us2.friends count, we want to update this as well, us2.friends count +1 and us2.save. So then that should be okay. So if I now run this again, you can see that this has 2 friends, he has 1 friend, and John has 1 friend. So in theory, what I want to do now is that when I run this script for this user, I want John Doe to be recommended as a friend for codewithstein@gmail.com. So then I think here I can say if friend not in okay, no, that's probably not. If user not in friends.all print suggest me. Just want to see if this is working. There is no thing. Let me see if that work. Yes, just me, but that's not correct, because what I want to do here is to check that if the current user is not one of your friends. Just add some more comments here so it's a little bit easier to follow. Find friends for this user. Already friend with. Okay, so let me just run this now. So now we can say find friends for this, already friends with, find friends for, already friends. So that's a little bit easier to follow along with. And then at the end here, I can add an empty print statement, so I have space between them as well. So now the point is to check that if this user isn't one of my friends, then I want him suggested. Or to be more clear, if this friend isn't one of his user's friends, then I want to add okay, so I found the solution. This might not be very good since I'm actually using a for loop inside a for loop with a for loop in that loop again. Not very efficient, so I will need to see if I can optimize it somehow. But for now, what I do is to first clear the list of suggestions that you already have, and then I want to find the friends for this user. And then for this user, I loop through all of the friends I have and say that I'm friend with this user. And then I check if the friends, for example, this user's friends, I loop through them and check that if that user is not in the original user's friends and that friend is not me, then I want to suggest this user. So you can see here, find friends for code with Stein. he is friend with Code with Stein or cvs@gmail.com, and CVS is friend with John Doe, so here this should be suggested. Same down here, find for John Doe, he is friend with this user, and then Code with Stein at Gmail is the one that is suggested. So down here I can actually say user.people you may know.add, and then I just pass in this one and save. So if I now run this, then this user should have a suggestion, and also John Doe should have a suggestion. So let me try to run the server again now. Go to the Vite app, and then you can see here, these are hard-coded. So let's fix that. I'm currently logged in with John Doe, so it should be easy to see if I can get the user there. Before I continue, I just want to say thanks to all of my patrons. If you too want to support me, you will find a link in the description below. So to do this, I want to go into the views and create, into api.py and create a separate view for getting the suggested friends. So at API view, get def for my friendship suggestions. Pass in the request parameter like that. And then here I can get the data here. For example, I can just say serializer equals, here we want to use the user serializer that we already have. This contains all of the information that we need. So there we can pass in request.user. Then we just say people you may know .all and set many equals true, because this is a list of users. And then we can say return JSON response, pass in serializer.data and set safe equals true, safe equals false. Then we just need to add this to the urls.py inside the account app. So path, maybe friends/suggested, api.myFriendshipSuggestions, name myFriendshipSuggestions. So then I need to load this. So if I now find the component for this, people you may know, then I can first just remove two of these, which is hard coded, and you can set up the script. First we can import Axios, so import Axios from Axios, export default like that, and then we set up the data, return, and then we can have an array called users. It's very simple. And when this is mounted, we can say this.get friend suggestions. Set up the methods list and this method here. Then we can just say axios.get /API/friends/suggested/ then we get some information back, so then the response, lowercase r, like that, and then we can say console.log response.data, so we can look at what we are getting and then just catch the error and show it in the console. Error, oops, comma, error, and save. So let's go back now. Here I get the 500 internal server error. Method object is not iterable. Okay, so this is not iterable. Why? Okay, need to add that there, I think. Maybe it's not the solution, but it was. So then I can see there, people you may know. Here I get one suggested user, as you can see here, with the avatar and the ID, the name and similar, and everything that we need to have there. So open up this component again. Instead of then I can set this to be a loop v for user in users v-bind :key user.id. Then we can show the real name here, user.name. We can have the avatar, user.getAvatar. Just set the colon there. That is not working. No, one more time, I forgot to say this.users equals response.data. And then we have it here. The avatar, the name, then we just need to fix this link, which should be a router link to. And we want this to go to the route named profile, and then we can say comma params id user.id. We just need to close this router link and save. So, whoops, if you look down at the left corner, this is not working because I forgot to add the comma there. So now click here, Stein set. Nice. Okay, so that means that now I can go to the to-do list and set this task to done. And one thing I want to fix before I quit today's part is that since there already is a if there already is a friendship request, then I do not want to show this button. So we can do this a couple of different ways. By the way, this file needs to be run on the server just like this file, and I will show that when we are deploying this project later. So if I then just close everything here and find the api.py, we should have a view called, not one of these, friends, no. If I go to profile.view, what are we loading? Posts profile. Okay, so we get the user inside there. So that is how we get the user. So let me open up api.py in the post here. So then I can find the post detail. No, it's the post list. No, sorry. Posts profile. It's this one. Here is where I get the user inside the serializer. Okay, so here I should have something information about if there is a friendship request or not. So I would love to have a model function for this on the user, but that is not possible. So how should I do this? For example, I can create one more variable down here and then just very easy say if need to load the model first, so friendship request. Then we can create a variable can send friendship request equals maybe you can default this to true. And then we can see, first of all, if you are already friends. If request.user in user.friends.all, then this should be set to false. But also, if there is a friendship request pending with you two in it, then we should also set this to false. So if friendship request dot let me try to see how I have done this earlier. If I open up the API in the account, then I have done a check somewhere here. Yes, you can see here I have these two checks to see if there is a friendship request, and I can have this here as well now. So let me just paste both of these. So if one of these two are true, then can send friendship request equals false. Copy this, go here and paste it in like that. So that means that now this should be available somewhere in the front end here. You can see I can send friendship request to Stein has it because we are not friends. But if I click it and refresh, then we can see that it's now false. Perfect. So in the profile view, I can create just one more variable here and then default this to null. And when we get the user, just like we do here on the get feed, I can say this dot can send friendship request equals response dot data dot can send friendship request. So then that should be okay. And if I now just scroll up and find that button, which is somewhere here, send friendship request. So you cannot send to yourself, and can send friendship request has to be true. So I think I can send it like that. Let me try to search for nothing and then just go into one user, and here I can send. Perfect. And when I send a friendship request, I want to set this to false as well. So let me scroll down, and then here I can say this dot can send friendship request equals false, just so that when I click this, it's gone and the request was sent. Perfect. So that means that now I can go. Yes, okay, I didn't have a task for that, but anyway, it's now done. And that was it for this part. If you have any questions about today's code, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer as soon as I can. See you in the next video.